Mr. J. Christopher, protect the righteous with wisdom and strength.
Today, we all have something in common with everyone. The matter is, how much time do you spend to figure out what you have in common with that person? But once you find that commonality, then it makes it real easy for you to decide to get to know them better, to like them better, to recognize the positive things they bring to the workplace or whatever.
So clearly the manager needs to invest the time to find that out. It's an extra little effort.
Well, it's the manager and the employee. Because a lot of times I used to find when I was doing my executive education training is that a lot of times you would see the diverse employees were like, well, look, I spend all my time working with white folks. So you're actually telling me that at night I have to go drink with them, or I have to go play golf with them, or I have to go out to dinner with them? I'm like, well, yes, you need to do that because you have to find ways to interact with them where you can find those things that are in common.
We call this, I think, the parlance is playing the game.
Right, exactly.
You got to play the game.
You've got to play the game, and everyone does that.
Interesting. Well, you know what? You raised another question, actually, that's not necessarily in my order, but I think this is important. You said everyone does that. And I think what you mean is to say everyone who's successful does that.
Yes.
The question is this. Number one, why do we sometimes not want to play the game? And how do we play it wrong?
Well, I think a lot of times we don't want to play the game because we think we're sacrificing too much of ourselves. So as one of my friends used to say, you can go to China and eat Chinese food, and that doesn't make you Chinese.
Okay.
And so once you recognize that you're not sacrificing yourself because you're going out to play golf, even though that's not something you usually do, or you're going out to drink with the fellas, which is something that you don't usually do, but you decide to do it because you're advancing your career, you're still true to who you are. You're not sacrificing who you are in order to do that.
Interesting. Yeah, another term of art you've heard used in many of these circles regarding this concept in particular is kissing butt, right? So I think, but the point you're making is you're not kissing butt. This is just part of the job,
right,
to advance your career that everyone is doing.
And everyone has to realize that we are making trade-offs in order to advance our career. You may have to work longer hours than you would like. You may have to be more responsive to your emails or texts than you would personally like, whatever. We all have to figure out what trade-offs we're willing to make in order to advance our career. And if there's trade-offs that we're not willing to make, be clear about that and then recognize you're going to have to make payments somewhere else.
Interesting.
So I may say, for example, when I show up for work, I don't like wearing a suit and tie. If everyone else is wearing a suit and tie and I don't, I can get away with that if I overperform in other things. And people will say they'll tolerate David showing up in his jeans and a t-shirt because he gets phenomenal results. If I only want to get average results, then I better show up in my suit and tie.
I see. So, okay, and I'm going to kind of rephrase that and reframe it a little bit and bring it down to a sport analogy. If you're walking through the door as Kobe, dropping 30, 40 points a game, so what? You don't play defense.
Right.
People,
exactly.
It doesn't matter. You're Kobe. You dropping 40. So,
Mr. J. Christopher, protect the righteous with wisdom and strength.